This is the world's premier online racing simulation. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat from your home computer with the most realistic online motorsports experience you'll find anywhere. Race virtually in the world's biggest events with officially licensed series, cars, and tracks. From the high banks of Daytona to the blistering speeds of Indianapolis, the dirt of Eldora to the world's most legendary road courses. It's all here, and with more than 180,000 people just like you already driving, you'll always have someone to race. Ready to get behind the wheel? Sign up at iRacing.com to get started.
It is a track that is home to NASCAR racing, and tonight on iRacing, well, we get ready to have some fun at the original mile-and-a-half track that is known as the Charlotte Motor Speedway, virtually on iRacing, as we get you ready for round number 12 of this FEG Xfinity Series in the Sim 500 League. Getting ready for fun. Concord, North Carolina, on a racetrack that was, well, partially built on a landfill. In case you didn't know, that is where we are tonight, Charlotte Motor Speedway in the town of Concord, North Carolina. It is the 12th round of the FEG Xfinity Series. 120 laps tonight. 60 is the halfway point. We'll give away 10 bonus points to the winner, or I should say the guy who crosses the line first, the driver, after 60 laps this evening. I am the captain, Chris Scala. Welcome in. We get ready for what is another round of great racing tonight on this Sunday evening. Of course, there's an all-star race going on right now, but there's also this going on right now, and we've got some great racing to get you through here this evening. Let's take a look first off at the point standings as we enter the race tonight. Of course, the winning streak of Daniel Falkingham, that came to an end last week after having not the best car, believe it or not, for once. And Pedro Mojica outran him and got the win, knocked that points lead down just a little bit, but giving Pedro his first career win in the Xfinity Series. You see Mike Kelly there in third. Josh Adams, Chad Coleman, your top five right now in points, all the way down to 10th place, Scott Simley. Now, the battle for the CSL Direct Drive wheel that is being given away by the Ford Entertainment Group now has 3 drivers that have ran all the laps, as unfortunately Eric Arnold fell by the wayside, started the race late last week and never was able to get his laps caught back up. So now Josh Adams, Chad Coleman, Chuck Sweeting, they are the 3 that have ran all 1,347 laps going into tonight's race as they battle for the CSL Direct Drive wheel, thanks to our good friends at the Ford Entertainment Group, who have given that away. Qualifying going on right now at the Speedway, and we're going to go racing in less than 30 seconds. We're about to actually grid up. So there we go. Cars are going into, they're going to do a warm-up stage, I guess, here for a minute. And we'll get ready for the race this evening. As I said before, the Ford Entertainment Group, they are the sponsors of the series each and every Sunday. And we appreciate what they do, of course, as they build some awesome computers. If you're one that likes to race here on iRacing or any kind of racing simulator, or even those who like to do all-flight simulators and things like that, that is exactly what the Ford Entertainment Group does. They build some awesome computers. As a matter of fact, they have built over 3,500 PCs for sim racers and sim flight pilots. The PCs come with front-to-back warranty on every part, as well as free labor. Everything is covered PC. So thank you, Ford Entertainment Group, for being a part of the series as a sponsor. And the cars are out there on the track right now. And not sure how long the warm-up is going to go. They're at the 1 minute mark right now. Might be 5 minutes here. So, the checker flag's waving. And the cars will grid right here on the front straightaway. Well, there they are. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the race this evening. Tommy Ryan on the pole in that 99 car, 30.443 second lap. He'll start alongside Jimmy Coleman. Another great qualifying effort in the 54. Pedro Mojica will start in row number 2 alongside Daniel Falkingham there in the 4th position. Your point leader there. Tyler Dalton, Scott Simley. They'll start in row number 3. Chuck Sweeting, Chad Coleman, 2 of the drivers that have run the most laps this season. They're right there in the 7th and 8th positions. Row number 5 is where you'll see Eric Arnold. I just realized my wheel's unplugged, so I can't mute anything. Stand by 1 second. Start next to Josh Adams. Jeff Ryan will start next to Bob Gillenwater there in the 12th position. You're going to hear the rules in the background. Forgive me, that's my wheel banging around now because I just plugged it in. And mute the channel. There we go. Taking a look at the rest of the starting field in the race. Tom Dreiling there in the 24th position next to Joey Jatina. That's row number 12. Row 13 is where you'll see Paul Crum, Ryan, Kevin England. And row 14, Doug Sigmund and Gerald Livingston as the cars roll off from the grid. All right, 120 laps, 60 laps, going to lead them to the halfway point where bonus points will be given away. To the halfway leader will be Tommy Ryan, will be Chad Coleman, or Jimmy Coleman, will be Pedro Mojica, or Daniel Falkingham. Either way, green flag is out. Charlotte Motor Speedway, the 1.5 miles of racing. Here we go. And Daniel jumps to the top side right away. Side by side down the back straightaway, you see Pedro Mojica already up to the 2nd position. Going to dive her inside of Tommy Ryan. This track is going to spread out. You're going to see multi-groove racing throughout this evening. As they come off turn 4. Welcome something new to the broadcast, as I did some work today. Yes, I actually worked for a living. Our cameras tonight presented by TrackCams22.com. You can check them out on the website. They are also on Facebook. They are also in the iRacing forums. So much and more. TrackCams22.com. As you see them single file off turn 3 and 4. The draft going to work already. First side-by-side battles back here at Kevin DeBrown and Bob Gillenwater, 93-4. Now this outside lane has come to life a little bit, especially on a longer run. You'll see it go to work. Eric Arnold making a dive to the inside. That Kellogg's 31 car. You see Scott Simley there in the 12. Right behind him, that U.S. Army Blue Angels 56 car. That is one sweet ride right there. Up here for third, as you see, Tommy Ryan has lost the lead to Mojica. He's lost second to Falkingham. Here comes Jimmy Coleman. So Tommy maybe getting a little tight there in that 99 car. So Pedro picking up right where he left off last week at the Kansas Speedway when he went out there and dominated that race, especially on a long run, and was able to go to victory lane. But everybody pretty much single file throughout the pack. Out of all the 28 cars that started this race, we ride with Josh Adams here in the 56 car. Oh, Arnold getting a little tight there with Simley on his top side there. A little side draft there might back him up. So Mojica, Falkingham, Ryan, Coleman, Tyler Dalton up to the top five. On the back straightaway, you see Chad Coleman. You see Simley there. Eric Arnold, Chuck Sweeting in front of him. In that line of cars, as we get later into the run, this track, very abrasive now, kind of an older layout now, so you'll see tire wear come into play. And back here, one of the faster cars in practice. Don't overlook Doy Woods. And at 28, as he clips the inside apron, he's going to slide up the track. And Jeff Ryan moving to us inside now. There's Anthony Calantoni in 84. Oh, easy, boys. Something about this track also. As you see Jeff Ryan getting a little tight there. Calantoni's going to slide her in there 3 wide. One thing about this track that is also not mentioned a lot. The downhill portion here on the back straightaway. You actually go down a hill, and I think it plays a role in the car's handling, because I am very notorious, and I'm not sure if others are like this, where you feel the back end moving around down the straightaway. And it's one thing I've taught myself to do is kind of straddle the white line down the backstretch so I don't run into the wall just trying to go straight. But I think that's part of what caused that collision almost there. in this battle. Chuck Sweeting there in that 57 car. Running behind Dalton in that 19. Eric Arnold, as I mentioned, there behind him. $14 laps. Oh, Bob Gillenwater getting tight off of 2. Very easy to do at this track. Kevin DeBrown looking underneath Simley in that 12. And he gets around Simley there as they go to turn 1. Right behind them, you see a little 3 wide battle. Actor with Scott Stenzel. Inside the 6 car of Mike Monacy. Good to see him racing tonight. And, oh, caution. Oh, check it up there. Doy gets in the back. Oh, Chuck Sweeting, Chad Coleman, and Calatoni gets glued. That's 2 of the drivers that have run all the laps this season. Heavily involved, and Calatoni's on his lid. What happened here? But 2 of the cars involved. That's where you see Doy getting to the back of the 42. Matter of fact, the 2 cars that were originally involved are 2 of the cars that have run every lap. All right, let's go look at this again. And let me hit the stop button real quickly here. As you see Chuck Sweeting right there. Where is Chad Coleman in the 38 cars? Right here. Looks like Eric Arnold maybe gets in the back of the 57, gets him a little loose. The 56 checks up. And Coleman nowhere to go. Bam. And everybody there just piles in. You see the 42 and 28 back there making contact. Anthony Calatoni nowhere to go. Is going to clobber Coleman here. And then into that inside barrel. And this is going to be huge. All right, let's do one more replay here. Let's go to Calatoni as he, unfortunately, I think is done for the night. That's an unfortunate break there. All right. And while that's going on, we got cars on pit road. This happened just a second ago. Looks like everyone but one car coming to pit road here. But that's how everybody came off pit road. And you see Scott Simley there in the 58. Along with Daniel Falkingham as we just went back to green at lap number 18. Mojica, Tommy Ryan, Scott Simley's already fallen back to the 4th position here. I just pulled a ESPN or something on somebody. Totally my bad on that one. Multitasking gone wrong. As Gerald Livingston there inside the 22 car. 22, Tom Dreiling, who is someone who's been here a long time, but one that I've never mentioned the name of. So getting to know him a little bit tonight. As these guys complete lap number 20. And Falkingham has moved to the front. Pedro Mojica, Tommy Ryan, Jimmy Coleman, and Kevin D. Brown, your top 5. Inside, you see, I believe that's Jatina there in that 14 car trying to get around Simley, who's got the older tires. Jeff Ryan there inside. Simley's going to fall back another spot there. So that just shows you the importance of tires here after just that many laps. You see Dreiling going backwards also. Tommy Ryan under attack. Jimmy Coleman looking to make a move inside with the 54. That 12 is trying to keep it down and is not able to do so at all. Just slides up the track and allows Holyfield to go by now in the 15th position. So updating real quickly, Chad Coleman and the Chuck Sweeting car. Both. No, let me correct myself there. Chad Coleman stayed on the lead lap with that accident. Chuck Sweeting is a lap down right now, 27th position. For those keeping track of this CSL Direct Drive wheel that is on the line. Livingston underneath the 3 car. Got a little blink issue. Oh, and now Livingston up into Jeff Ryan into the wall. Sure, Jeff is not happy about that move. As Eric Arnold under attack, Ron Holyfield here to 12th position. Holyfield, a little bit of rear end damage. You see Richard Beasley in that 10 there behind him. Good little fight here. Oh, protecting the bottom is Holyfield. Beasley might go to the middle, decides to go up top side. And Holyfield's going to think better of it, live another day. On board, Tommy Ryan, the 99 car. You see how they got to kind of roll off the throttle but still carry a lot of speed around this track. As we're about quarter distance in already in this race, 30 laps complete next time by. And just the one caution so far in this race. One thing's for sure, nobody's really been able to get away from anyone in this race. And Kevin Brown is one of the cars on the move in this race. That 93 car up 10 spots here if he can get by Jimmy Coleman there for the third spot. Joey Jattina up 14 spots up to 9th as of now. Gerald Livingston up 17 to the 11th position. A lot of hard chargers in this race early. Oh, six scraping the wall a little bit. Another random fact that really doesn't get talked about much on TV is that area right there, turn 3 and 4. All those billboards that are right there in that part of the track, you will notice there is no catch fence there at all. It is just straight up just a wall. I can only guess the only reason that is like that there is to have clear advertising for the promoters of the billboards or whatever. But if you look really closely down the back straightaway, you see the fence all the way down, and then wait till you get here to turn 3. You notice, hey, the fence is gone. And it picks back up right there. I've always wondered if something ever would go wrong in that corner and somebody goes flying. That's not good. As Eric Arnold goes by Paul Crumry for position. Brings Ron Holyfield with him. Lead is getting a little bit smaller. As Mojica on board. Horse Pedro, the winner last week at the virtual Kansas Speedway. Likely brought the same car back out tonight. Tyler Dalton felt pretty good about his car tonight. Runs right there in his 6th position. Bob Gillenwater behind him. One car up there slamming a wall. I saw in the background there, turn 3 and 4. Not sure who that was. Tommy got a little tight there off 2. Say that 3 times fast. As Dalton tried to get to the bottom side there, lost a little momentum. But how about this guy right here, Joey Jattina, the boss man? That number 14 Ford Mustang. 8th position, 2.5 back or so from the leader. You see Ryan and Dalton right there side by side, 2 cars in front. This field starts to spread out now with the tires kind of throwing some age in there now. This worn out surface. You still see the 0.2 of a second lead. Now, of course, next week we will be off for Memorial Day weekend. That doesn't mean I'm going to be off. It'll be about this time next Sunday night that I'll be running my traditional annual 600-mile race for NIS. So feel free to come cheer me on. I'll be probably on here and Twitch and everywhere broadcasting and racing. So if you want to see me run, have some fun in the next-gen car, feel free to come join me. Let's check on David Comstock, who's up 10 spots. He's underneath the 6 car, battle for the 9th position. Paul Crumbry on pit road here. This is an unscheduled stop, I believe, for the 15. All right, do not adjust your TVs. Yes, there are 2 number 84s on track tonight. The other one is John Mustian Jr. here. It's actually supposed to be the 98 car, but for some reason with the paint or whatever going on, this 84 car tonight. Is John Mustian Jr. Josh Adams on a nose damage after that accident earlier. Makes the pass on Jeff Ryan back here. So you see Chuck Sweeting has gone a second lap down now in that 57 car. So his hopes. Now they're not dash. It's not technically a deal where you have to run the most laps, but you want to run all the laps, I should say. You want to run the most laps in the season. And obviously with this going on tonight, it looks like Sweeting could fall behind in the most laps ran battle. $15 laps from the halfway point. And look at this, Chad Coleman going a lap down. So that leaves now Josh Adams as the one car that has ran all the laps as of this point in the race. And with Josh, he's 18th right now, 20 seconds back. This could be the night where nobody in the end runs all the laps this season, officially. All right, Chuck Sweeting on pit road now in the 57. All right, we're about 13 laps from halfway. We're going to step aside really quickly and come back to get you to the halfway point here at the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway and iRacing as you're watching the Captain Esports Network in the Sim 500.
This is your chance to get behind the wheel. The opportunity to race just like the pros. From the grassroots levels, where we all got our start, to the most popular race cars on the planet. From the fairgrounds of Nashville to the high banks of Daytona, to tracks that will never be forgotten. realistic driving, intense competition, all from the comfort of your own home. This is the ultimate motorsports simulation. This is iRacing.
"11 laps from the halfway point." As you see the battle right there. Eric Arnold, the 31. The postman, Charles Woods, in the 40 truck or car. It's a battle for the 12th position right here. They just went by Gerald Livingston for the position. And Chuck having a pretty decent night right now in that 40 car. He tries to take that spot away. Lead up front still 0.3 of a second. You got another battle, 4th and 5th right now. The Jimmy Coleman and Tyler Dalton are about 0.3 apart. And then this battle right here. For those joining us for the first time tonight, the rules behind this lap 60 stage is basically the top 10 at the end of lap number 60. Those 10 will get bonus points in the race. As we look here, Jimmy Coleman, Tyler Dalton, Bob Gillenwater. Oh, Jimmy about got the wall off too. Somehow was able to carry that momentum down the back straightaway still. As they come up on the back of Tom Dryland. Oh, Kevin England just smacked the barrels off turn 4. They're coming to pit road, it looked like. These guys have 3 sets of tires to work with tonight. They've already used a set early in this race. And those guys all pitted back in lap number 16, except for Scott Simley, who's going to hope for a late caution in this race. So we're coming up on lap number 40 of this run right now. Probably another 10 laps or so. You'll see these guys come to pit road. Pace has fallen some 2 seconds off now. Tyler Dalton got by Jimmy Coleman. Now Gillenwater is going to try to get around him. Look back at that 4 car. How about we jump back here? Look at this. Joey Gittino trying to get around Tommy Ryan. It's for the 7th spot. David Comstock there behind him. Four laps to go. As Gillenwater now going to go by Coleman for position. So a lot of changes happening here in this last 5 laps before we complete the stage. The lead has spread out just a little bit, 0.7 of a second now between Falkingham and Pedro Mojica, Kevin D. Brown just about equal back behind them. Just the one caution so far, right at the lap 15 mark. That has played a big role in the potential chance. Now, I say big role, there's still plenty of races to go, but this is the halfway point tonight in this season. So when it comes to running the most laps and that chance to win the Ford Entertainment Group CSL Direct Drive wheel that they're presenting to the driver that runs the most laps, all three of them are in trouble tonight. Everybody trying to get what they can get here before we get to the cross flags at the halfway point next time by. Daniel Falkingham looks like he's going to do something that he has done multiple times already this season, and that has come to the cross flags here at halfway and take the stage. Win points, which are 10, all the way down to 1 for the top 10, so it looks like everybody will stay about the same in the top 10. Mojica, Kevin D. Brown will finish 3rd, Tyler Dalton 4th, Bob Gillenwater 5th, Jimmy Coleman 6th, Joey Jettina 7th, David Comstock, Tommy Ryan, and Mike Mondesi will get the bonus points, all for finishing in the top 10 in the stage. So next question, who is the first one that comes to pit road here? It actually looks like it's going to be Scott Simley. The one driver that stayed out under that caution finally comes to pit road at lap 63. Going to bring Tom Dreiling with him. So this is the start of our round of pit stops. And as per usual, down at the bottom of the screen, you'll be able to see the pit stops happen time-wise. But right now, we're going to watch this battle between Comstock, Coleman, and Jettina there. As David looking really sporty in that 13 car right now. You have to wonder, does Comstock got anything for these leaders? Yeah, look at the lap times right now. Obviously, he just made a pass. But last time by, he was running laps right there with the leaders. Not only that, but I'm looking at some of the drivers in the top 5 right now, like Tyler Dalton, Bob Gillenwater. Those guys are running about a 10th or so faster than the leaders right now. So you have to wonder if you're going to see the 39 and 58 here on pit road very shortly in this race. Window should be just about open. 53 laps to go. I'm sure these guys are like, man, we need tires badly. As Doug Sigmund comes to pit road in that 04 car. And the other question, who's going to be the first one to come to pit road? All this lap traffic coming up here on the leaders right now. As Mike Mondesi going to be the first out of the top 10 to come to pit road. In this on-site number 6 car. Gets that first pit stop right outside victory lane. Right side tires going on. Four tires and fuel, and he should take off pretty quickly once he gets out of here on track. Eric Arnold, that damaged Kellogg's Corn Flakes number 31. Comes to the hands of his tuxedo-wearing pit crew. Four tires and fuel, and he'll get away. Look at this. All of a sudden, the lead has gotten real tight. It was spread out a little bit. Now the three, I don't know if they had trouble getting around a lap car or something, but they have all of a sudden come together. My guess is battling that lap traffic. Doug Stegman's got four tires. He's trying to get around these guys. Oh, pit stops. Here we go. The leader's coming in. Both of them lock it down. 45 miles an hour on pit road. Going to bring Charles Wood back there with him in the 13th position. More tires and fuel, and there they go. 15-1s for both of them, but Hawkingham got a real good launch out of the pit stall. As we see Kevin DeBrown on pit road. So is Gillenwater. Joey Jattina's in. Ron Holyfield. Chad Coleman. Tommy Ryan also on pit road. So Tyler Dalton leading. John Mustin Jr. there in the 84 or 98, whatever you want to call him. All right, so let's see. Comstock's on pit road. They're just leaving right now, along with Richard Beasley. Here comes Jimmy Coleman from the lead. That should cycle everybody back around here with 45 laps to go. Four tires and fuel, and Jimmy Coleman rolls away. So here it is now where we cycle out. Daniel Falkingham, that launch off pit road pretty much got him this 2-second lead now on Pedro Mojica. Kevin DeBrown is about 2.6 back from Pedro, 4.5 back from the leader. And we see this battle here. 8th and 9th positions, Tommy Ryan and Joey Jatina. Tommy trying to hold off Joey, who's having a great run tonight in the 9th position, up 14 spots. Both of them pitted at the same exact lap, so nobody's really got a tire advantage here in this pack. All right, so we're going to step away a quick second. We're going to come back, and we are going to take you through the field and show you where everybody's running. After this first round of pit stops, we have 42 laps to go as you're watching the Sim 500 FEG Xfinity Series on the Captain Esports Network.
This is the world's premier online racing simulation. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat from your home computer with the most realistic online motorsports experience you'll find anywhere. Race virtually in the world's biggest events with officially licensed series, cars, and tracks. From the high banks of Daytona to the blistering speeds of Indianapolis, the dirt of Eldora to the world's most legendary road courses. It's all here, and with more than 180,000 people just like you already driving, you'll always have someone to race. Ready to get behind the wheel? Sign up at iRacing.com to get started.
All right, back we are here at the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway on iRacing. As we come up to the 40 lap to go mark, you see the battle going on here for the 8th and 9th positions with Tommy Ryan and Joey Jatina. This is all behind the leader, Daniel Falkingham, who's looking to get that streak back going tonight. After losing last week and snapping that win streak to Pedro Mojica, he's looking to get it back going as he's got a 1.4 second lead over Pedro Mojica. And Pedro right here, 1.5 seconds back. They both pitted at the same time. The difference from what I saw in that pit stop was the exit and how Daniel was able to launch out. And Pedro seemed to struggle getting off pit road. Back here, 3.5 seconds back is where you see Kevin DeBrown, the 93 car. Cool looking pride paint scheme there for the 93. As he's again 3.4 seconds back, so it might be actually faster than the leaders right now. Here's Bob Gillenwater, 4th position, up 8. Bob pitted lap 73, 1 lap after the leaders. Having a great run here in the 4th position. And Tyler Dalton, 5th position for him in that 19 car. Started 5th, running 5th, having a solid run. You see the lap car of Scott Simley between him and David Comstock. David about 14 seconds back from the lead in this 13 car. He's definitely shown some long run speed, so look for this 13 to potentially get up there and battle Dalton and Gillenwater, I think, here in the long run. Mike Mondesi, the 6 car, has had a great run tonight. 7th position, pitted at lap 68, used the undercut to gain a couple spots. However, his tires might be a little older and might lose these spots back here as you see Joey Jatina right here behind him. Joey is 16 seconds back from the lead. and slowly working his way up here on the 6 car for the position. And then right behind him is Tommy Ryan, the Virginia811.com number 99. As Tommy pitted at lap 73 also. Tommy having a great run. Unfortunately, it started up in the pole. First position for him and fell back to 9th. Jimmy Coleman, 10th position for him. Jimmy's 18 seconds back. Started outside pole and is in the 10th spot right now, trying to hold off the guy behind him there. The tide ride of Richard Beasley. As you see the pass happening right there is Coleman, or Jatina, inside of Mondesi for the 7th position. There's Eric Arnold involved in that incident at lap 15. That brought out the only caution of the race so far. Eric running in the 12th position. A little bit of nose damage still on that car. And then the postman, Charles Woods, 13th position for him. Charles is 20 seconds back from the lead. And then the car, if you didn't look close enough, would be confusing. The 84 car. With pretty much the same everything as Anthony Calantoni, except that is John Mustian Jr. It's supposed to be the 98 car, but I think he's having some kind of paint issue or something tonight, unfortunately. John in the 14th position right now, 27 seconds back. Ron Holyfield, 15th position, right there, last car on the lead lap. And, well, Jaws is right behind you there, buddy. Just going to put it out there like that, as he is the last car on the lead lap, which means the first car a lap down is the 56 of Josh Adams, which means as of this point in the race, lap 88 of race number 12, we have officially finally hit the point where no drivers, unless somebody gets a lap back, will run every lap this season. So now it becomes a wide open battle of who can get the most laps ran this season to win that CSL direct drive wheel. So Josh Adams, first one a lap down, 16th position right now. Right behind him, though, Gerald Livingston. This is a battle for the lucky dog spot if a caution comes out. 17th there for the 96. Doy Woods, who looked like he was going to have a promising run tonight, got some damage on that 28. He is currently a lap down in the 18th position. Scott Simley tried the tire strategy. Unfortunately, it has kind of bitten him as he rides in the 19th spot right now. He is a lap down. Restarted this race P1 and went backwards real quick. Kevin England, 127 car, the B-Dubs machine. Running 20th. He is a lap down also. Matter of fact, checking on him, he's 2 laps down, I believe, if I'm seeing this right, in the 127 car. You see that right side damage on the B-Dubs car. The old school Kevin Harvick mobile, Doug Sigmund, the 04. 2 laps down here in the 21st position. And I do want to correct myself, England is 1 lap down. Jeff Ryan, who was involved in a little argy-bargy, if you will, a little bit ago. I forget which car he got tagged by, but unfortunately damaged there, and he is sitting back here 2 laps down. And then Chad Coleman, one of the other drivers who has run every lap this season until tonight, involved in that accident on lap 15, is about to go a 3rd lap down. Actually, a 4th lap down, I should say, in that 38 car. Tom Dreiling is on pit road right now, and the rest of the cars off the track. That takes you through the entire field and where they run, as we are less than 30 laps to go at the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Sim 500 FEG Xfinity Series. And a reminder, the Ford Entertainment Group PC specializes in sim racing and sim flight gaming machines with over 3,500 PCs built for sim racers and sim flight pilots. All FEG PCs come with a front-to-back warranty on every part, as well as free labor. Everything is covered PC. Tommy Ryan back here behind Joey Jatina. This is a battle for the 7th position. Jimmy Coleman there behind him. Now, one thing I'll point out, Pedro Mojica is not letting Daniel get away. This was a 1.5 second lead. It has turned into a 3/4 second lead. As Pedro doing everything he can to get some clean air on that 58 car. Even shallowing in there, right down that blue line. A little bit of grip down in that area of the track. Tyler Dalton, Comstock there, and as we continue to watch this battle here, is Tommy right on the back bumper of that 14 car. Of course, now they got Dory Woods there behind him. Beasley trailing the Jimmy Coleman machine. I'm going to go back to the pit stops that happened at lap number 72. And I want to show a replay. Let's watch this right here as they leave pit road to 39 and 58. Watch the launch that Daniel gets right here. That right there is just, that's the separation of the lead right now, is that launch off pit road. See if I can get you a better angle of it. You saw Pedro started in front of Daniel, so that's why the pit stalls are the way they are. Daniel launches out clean. Pedro almost gets some wheel spin right here. And that appears to be the separation right there. As Mojica has knocked it down to 0.4 of a second. But you wonder if Daniel's kind of backing up to him a little bit. These guys both have 3.5 seconds over Kevin DeBrown in the 93. We look around at some of the battles going on here. Beasley getting closer to Jimmy Coleman potentially. But I am watching this one really close because it is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. You see both cars in yaw as they are literally coming out of that corner, trying to get it down on that right rear, get that car to turn. I think what Pedro's doing is exactly what he did last week. If you look closely, Daniel's leaving that little bit of space on the left front. This made a huge difference last week and allowed Pedro to get closer, and he was able to get the run off the corner and make the pass for the lead. And I stand corrected. Last week was Nashville, not Kansas. I keep saying Kansas. It was actually the Nashville Super Speedway, so forgive me for that. So Pedro's been able to get that air on his nose, and it's got him down to 0.2 now. That wasn't what I was trying to do. It was 0.24. Now it's up to 0.3 of a second. You almost think, though, Daniel's going to make Pedro go to this high side, if anything. Right there, Daniel missed the bottom. That's going to hurt him. See, Pedro's entering shallow, but he's probably dragging a brake just a little bit. If there was a way I could see the gas and brake, I would probably guess right now Pedro's probably dragging a brake a little bit down into the corner. Daniel, I'm not so sure of. This is where I know Daniel's not playing with him because he would have been gone by now. Ooh, Pedro got a little loose there. You can see fighting that wheel. He's there within a 10th. Can he do it 2 straight weeks? How big of a mind game could this be? I mean, they're in the same Discord with each other. So you know they're having fun doing this, but at the same time, you got to think if you're Daniel, it's like, man, I just gave up the win to this guy 2 weeks in a row, maybe? Both of them committed to that bottom. Pedro able to keep it lower longer, if that makes sense. And here he comes, diving in. Gonna try to get him loose. He's there. Both of them about the same off the corner that time. Kevin D. Brown is knocked down 0.3 that last couple laps. He's down to 3 seconds. Pedro missed the bottom that time, though, but he might be able to get it off the corner here. Little diamond there out of Pedro. That turn 2 is really helping Pedro, how he's able to get off that corner and keep his nose in a little bit of clean air. Mid-corner, and here he's diamonding off the corner. He's making the straightaway long here off turn 4. It's down to 9, down to 8. Crossover coming. Oh, they're both on the apron there. They both hurt their corner. I think Daniel actually parked it in the corner there, and that's what kind of hurt Pedro's run mid-corner there and had him clip the apron. Right there, he clips the apron again. While we're here, Richard Beasley did get past Jimmy Coleman for 9th. And unfortunately, I forgot the other battle I was watching. I mean, I'm the stupid guy that's going to ask this question. Is Pedro daring enough to go to the carpet, as I call it here, to make a pass for the win? Wow, he's on him. Can he get the side draft? Oh, he tries high side. Crossover move, here he comes. Sends it on the top side. They are leaning on each other, and he cleared them. Mojica to the lead with 4 to go. Has Daniel got anything in the tank for him? Yeah, I think he just got the wall. Three laps to go. So we got this battle now again. As Coleman got back by Beasley. Say that 3 times fast. They always say in racing that your first win is the hardest one to get. Last week, Pedro Mojica got his first win of his Sim 500 career, and that was after numerous second and third place finishes. And now he is less than 3 miles away from win number 2. Final lap here at Charlotte. That is going to be a battle we will probably talk about throughout this season as one of the best battles we have seen in this FEG Xfinity series. Daniel Falkingham went out and got a 7-race win streak. Pedro's like, I'm going to start one of my own. His second consecutive win, and a win in the Queen City for Pedro Mojica. And Daniel's going to, ow. Same top 3 as last week, I believe. Kevin DeBrown 3rd, Bob Gillenwater 4th, Tyler Dalton 5th. Pedro going to celebrate with some burnouts. Probably going to do a little photo real quick. That Tap Out Tuning Chevrolet lays down some burnouts. As we take a look at the finishing order in the race this evening. Give me a second, I promise it'll be here. As Mojica wins it over Daniel Falkingham. Kevin DeBrown finishing third. Bob Gillenwater and Tyler Dalton finishing fifth. Comstock, Tommy Ryan, Joey Jatina finishing in the 8th position. Jimmy Coleman and Richard Beasley finishing 10th. Mike Monacy, Charles Woods, John Mustin Jr. last car in the lead lap at 13th position. Eric Arnold 14th. Ron Holyfield and Josh Adams finishing 16th with Gerald Livingston and Doy Woods finishing 17th and 18th. Rest of the field, Scott Simley, Doug Sigmund, Jeff Ryan, Chad Coleman, Kevin England, Tom Dreiling, Scott Stenzel, Chuck Sweeting, Paul Crumrye, and Anthony Calantoni. Unfortunately, taking the last position, but thankfully okay after that wild ride under that caution at lap number 15 as we go down and talk with the drivers that finished in the top 3 this evening. All of them, I believe, from one channel, to be exact. And let's talk to Kevin once again and bring him up here to join us. Kevin, great job this evening. I know there's probably a part of you that's like, man, y'all keep battling because I'm slowly catching.
Oh, let me tell you, I was licking my chops. I was slowly gaining on them with them battling. I was like, please, just take each other out. Just take each other out. Come on.
Absolutely. Yeah, out of all the people up front, it seemed like you had to work the hardest for that third-place position because you had to start back in 13th, and this is not the easiest track to pass on.
Oh, yeah, we were, I think it kind of benefited me in saving tires because I joined the server pretty late. Didn't get much practice then. I think I got like 2 laps. So I think I didn't know how to run fast at the beginning, so I was able to save tires pretty well. But once I got the hang of it, we were hauling. It was pretty good.
Yeah, great effort from you this evening, and, of course, you carry that momentum here. I believe that's now 3 or 4 top 3 finishes in a row. It seems like I'm talking to you every week now, which is awesome, and congratulations. I know that's got to feel pretty good.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely good to see Daniel not winning anymore. I love him to death, but, it's finally great to see somebody else win for once.
I have a feeling there's a certain sentence I'm not going to be able to say anymore in that chat because I've said it 2 weeks in a row, and we see what's happened. But great job this week, and shout out to everybody like you, bud.
Yeah, Chris Caboose painting the beautiful paint scheme. Racing Pride coming on this season. You for putting on the beautiful broadcast as usual. Can't wait to go watch it. And yeah, 7500, and I appreciate it.
Well, great job this evening. Congratulations, and we shall talk in 2 weeks. We get the week off next week, and we'll talk in 2 weeks at the next race, which I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I think it's Kentucky or something like that. I don't know. But we'll be there next. We'll be in 2 weeks. Somewhere in the United States is where we'll be. So, all right, bud.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. As Kevin DeBrown finishes, I just moved him back. You can move yourself again. I started to move you as you moved yourself. There we go. In the 3rd position, Daniel Falkingham finishes in the 2nd position this evening. Daniel did everything you could to hold off Pedro, and once again it looked like that Pedro was just able to get that left side nose into the air entering the corners. He was able to shallow entry you like he did at Nashville, and it seemed to make the one difference.
And I think the one difference, too, is my steering ratio magically changed before the race. I swear I said 16, but then I reset to 1. I don't get it. I literally gave up a 2-second lead to try to save tires, and yet I still got past. So it's like these last few setups that we've driven the last 2 weeks have been some of the worst. Like you cannot hit the gas. You cannot be 50%. The nose just shoots straight from the center off. Like I cannot do anything about it. And I mean, Nashville I was all right because I got beat straight up. But this week I can't explain how I lost. I'm pretty embarrassed how I lost that because I literally tried to give up 2 seconds to save tires, and I still lost. Like, I don't know. I've been lost these last 2 weeks because these setups are just not good. They're just so plowing tight, and I can't do anything about it. So, I mean, like I said, I was able to handle it in Nashville, but here I'm pretty pissed with myself, to be honest.
Understood. And I do got to ask, though, it was going to be my question if you went to victory lane, but it's still a good one to ask. How big was that jump out of pit road on that green flag pit stop? Because, I mean, you launched, and that was almost the difference right there.
Pit stop, I thought was going to seal the deal for me because I got a good launch, and I got a 2-second lead. So I figured, all right, I got a 2-second lead. That's cool. I can maybe save a little bit. So I kept backing up the center, try to keep my stuff on it. But no, Pedro was still clicking off like a 10th lap on me, and he was literally on my bumper. So I had to start parking it even more. But it's weird, like, I would park it in the center. I'd even go way past the center of the corner until I hit the gas, and the nose just still goes for the wall. And I ended up friggin' hitting the fence anyway, so. I don't know. I've just been so lost these last 2 weeks because, I mean, all the last few setups we've had were pretty loose, pretty free. I cannot drive these tight setups. It's just not my style, so.
Is there anything, I was going to say, is there anything you can do outside, like the league? I know obviously you got test sessions and things you can go run that can help you maybe adjust to something like this for the future if it happens again?
I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't really practice outside of these things. I mean, pretty much I just come in, session, run a few laps, and I'm like, all right, we're good to go. But, I mean, tonight I got screwed by the ratio just changing on me in the garage. Because I bet if I would have ran that 16-1 ratio, my right front would have been a lot better, and I could have actually put up a challenge. But, yeah, that's just, I don't know. I'm so confused of how this thing is driven the last few weeks. So, but, yeah, thankfully, I don't know where we go next, but I definitely need an off week, that's for sure, because I don't know, I just need a break from this because this has just been dumb setups we've been driving the last few weeks.
There you go, my man. Well, great job still. Hey, 9 straight top 2s if that makes you feel better. But great effort.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still talking to you at the end of these things. So
right?
I'm still putting on some good races, putting on some good performances, and more importantly, we're building up our points for the chase. So, I mean, that's all you can ask for. But at the end of the day, I want to win races. I want to win all the times, and I'm a very competitive person. So, and if I'm upset about something, I'm gonna let you know. So, just that competitor in me.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. Congratulations. Shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
Oh, yeah, I got to thank January 31st, First Air Bailoff 207 for all they do. I got to thank Sim of Huddard, everyone who runs the show. I got to thank all the admins, everyone who races each and every week. FEG, Ford Entertainment Group, sponsoring the series. I got to thank everyone at Team Name, Chad, David, Pedro, Kevin, Beasley, Doy, everyone else. Congrats to Pedro on the win. Got to thank you for on the broadcast. Thanks to Calvin for painting up my car. Swastika Graphics. Thanks to all the fans who watch each and every week, and thanks to friends and family as well.
There you go. Congratulations, man, on your second place finish.
All right, thank you, Chris.
Hey,
Have a good one.
You too, sir. Daniel Falkingham there, finishing second. Unfortunately, not in the best of moods, which is totally understand. He's like me. I don't like losing either, except he loses a lot less than I do. All right, let's bring the winner up here tonight. Second straight win, as we're going to pull him from the video chat that they're doing down there now. I don't know why they don't wait on me. It's always fun. But that's a whole other story for another time. As Pedro joins us tonight, second straight win for you, Mr. Mojica. Congratulations. I made the comment last week. The first one's always the hardest to get, and here you go. Going to get number 2 in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, Chris, oh, man, it was a heck of a race, man. Oh, man, it feels great. Just like I said last week, man, he's an elite driver. He's really good. I think he's a future Coke driver, in my opinion. He's really good. So to be able to catch him and pass him the way I did, it feels really good, man. It's hard to do that to him. So to be able to get one like that, especially I had a race earlier this year where I felt like I could have won, and he got it from me. Feels good, man, especially back-to-back. It's like you said, it's like, man, dude, like, I kept finishing second, and now we got a couple wins in a row, so 2 wins in a row, so that's awesome. I'm super pumped. Feel real good, man.
Well, I got to ask the obvious question here. It seemed like the same, and now Daniel said this apparently had some kind of glitch happen or something to maybe reset his steering ratio or whatever, but once again, it seemed like the difference, and I pointed out with about 15 to go, is how you were able to get the left front part of your nose in that clean air. It seemed like you were just shallowing entry and maybe trail braking a little bit into the corner, allowing you to get down to that line, not to give out your secrets, and then able to keep the car lower than him coming off the corner, which allowed you to come up on him.
Yeah, I tried to shallow the entry not to, there's a bump going into the corners, man, and it's like if you hit them, it sends your car tight. So it was really just trying to avoid those bumps, and Daniel was doing that too. I think everybody was trying to just do that because if you hit the bump, it sent the nose of the car up in the air, and you just plowed the whole corner. It messed up your corner. Um, and then yeah, just off the corner, I just focused on having a straight exit. I noticed that the second run that we had before green flag pit stops, we were all getting really loose off the corner, especially off four. So I figured if you could get drive off of the corner, that would help out a lot. And I think that was the difference, honestly. Yeah, Daniel had a little issue there with the setup with steering ratio, which that hindered him. I've been in that situation before, where you're running a lower steering ratio, and it ends up burning the tires more, right front especially. So I've been there, but yeah, there was a few little things that I think I did a little bit different that last run that helped keep the tires on it a lot better to catch them and pass for the win.
Well, great job tonight. Congratulations on the win, your second straight as you go into an off week. So you get to wait 2 weeks before you get a chance to go win next week. But congratulations and shouts to every Lake too.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Chris. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we could go on a streak like Daniel did earlier this year. But no, so just Tap Out Tuning, V Performance Academy, Michael Sharp Racing, and the owner Michael Sharp. Appreciate them, their support. Without them, I wouldn't be in this series, and putting the showcase on for them. So I appreciate them, and hope I'm representing them well. FEG for sponsoring this series. Appreciate them. Like I always say, man, they have cool prizes, and the way they go about the prizes is very unique, which I feel like gives everybody that feels like they have a chance to win something out of the league, which is always fun. Trey Edson for painting the car. Appreciate you, bud, for doing that. Joey and Jimmy and everybody, all the admins at Sim 500 for doing what they do, putting the show on. Chris, appreciate you for putting the broadcast on. Hopefully, I put on a heck of a show for you there at the end, me and Daniel. I bet that was there's a lot of tight moments there. So hopefully it puts you on the edge of the seat, and hopefully it did for the fans as well. And then everybody on Team Name, say it every week, man. We have a lot of fun racing each other, but we race each other really hard too. And I think part of that is makes us better. So appreciate those guys, and enjoy racing with them.
Absolutely, man. No, you did a fantastic job on everybody's end, and something tells me that tonight's racing was a little more exciting than something else going on right now. But anyway, great job tonight, and yeah, we will talk in 2 weeks.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Absolutely, you too. Pedro Mojica, the winner tonight here at the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway, as we go on to next week, or 2 weeks from now, I should say. Next week, we're actually off for the Memorial Day holiday, and I'll actually be at this time still running in the 600-mile race that iRacing host. I'll be doing the Sunday night race, it looks like. Just looking at my schedule for what's coming up for me in the very near future. I didn't get a chance to talk about what's going on in the other series. Usually I get a chance to do that, but the racing was pretty exciting tonight, so I kind of stayed away from it. But make sure you check out the other series tomorrow night. The third annual Never Quit 240, fighting with Burrell, I believe it is, benefit race. Charlotte tomorrow night, 160 laps in the next-gen car. That'll be over on LSR TV. Make sure you join that race tomorrow night there. So best of luck to those guys in the North Carolina 811 Cup Series. Tuesday night, the super late models are on track at Thompson Motor Speedway up in the Northeast there. Brian Hacker is on a win streak. He's pulling a he's pulling a Daniel over here in the super late models. 4 wins in a row for him. See if he can make it 5 in a row there Tuesday night. And then Wednesday night, the Trans Service Truck Series. They are at Charlotte for 130 laps there. Justin Fuller winning last week in Kansas. And then Thursday night, the Dirt Series, I believe, kicked off last week, and Brian Hacker winning at the Bristol Dirt. Cedar Lake coming up here next Thursday for that one. Friday night, the Midnight Thunder Truck Series. They are, let's see, today's the 20th. Friday. Yep, they're off next week. Before they go to iRacing Super Speedway, that'll be an interesting one. And last but certainly not least, the Saturday night throwback they're the ones that are done. Yeah, they're still done. So we're nothing going on there. But that might be coming back Thursday or Saturdays. We'll have to see what they got planned. I don't know that answer. But either way, I do know that's next Sunday night we'll be off, and then we'll come back in 2 weeks and get you ready for some great racing in the FEG Xfinity Series. As of right now, the schedule says Gateway in 2 weeks. Worldwide Technology Raceway. Gateway. That'll be the race we're at in 2 weeks, June the 5th in St. Louis. You can find me in St. Louis, as one Nelly used to say back in his Country Grammar album. All right, we're out. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, and always remember this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!